You guys want to see something cool? Check this out. Ready? Ready? Oh, it's bright. Is that bright? Is that very bright? Is that very bright? Good boys. Yeah, it's so bright. Wow. My wife got me these really cool hexagon ceiling shop lights. I've always wanted these. These were really expensive when they first came out, but now they're super cheap. And I'm so pumped. It is so bright in here. It's insane. As you can probably see behind me, the race car looks a little bit different. Let me explain. I changed it for the third time now. I think this might be the I'm actually happy with this. So in the last episode, you watched me make a Formula One front end for the race car. And it was really cool and it was coming along, but I quickly noticed a problem. I ended up completing it for the most part. I drove it around like that for a few days. I stumbled upon a Corvette car meet, which was interesting. Shout out to the group of cool old Corvette guys who thought my car was very strange. Found this cool little abandoned parking lot that is not too far from me that I've been practicing at. The perfect place for me to practice and dial in different things in the car so that I can learn how it reacts in different scenarios. Because throughout my entire time of this car, I've mainly been building it. I don't really have a lot of seat time with this. I have a lot of seat time racing and in various cars and motorcycles, but not a lot of time in this car. It's not like you can just like look up how it's going to react or different changes to do, you know, like you would a factory tuner car or something like that. I built this. I built the entire thing. So I have to do the R&D on this. As I was getting comfortable with how the car reacts on tight corners and what it's going to do, I ran this track more or less in second gear. The shift point in first gear is about 87 miles an hour. So first gear is a lot. But I figure I would kind of underpower it while I'm learning how the suspension reacts in these tight corners and then work my way up into more aggressive driving with it. Now at the time of recording this and after a ton of changes that I've made, I'm ripping that track at first, second, third. I'm really aggressive on it now. One thing that I learned immediately about the Formula One front end is that it is really wide and it is really long. And I kept clipping it in the entry point of corners, which would kind of send me at a weird trajectory and I'd spin out and spin back into the curve. Another thing I am learning too is the Formula One wing is very kind of unpredictable with air load in a corner. Sometimes it puts the car on two wheels. Also made the steering super heavy. And the steering in this car is already really heavy, and it made it heavy to the point that like I am fighting this wheel. This car really wants to be turned with throttle, kind of reacts similar to a drift car with like a welded diff. And to drive it how you want to drive it with that front diffuser really made it very uncomfortable, and you spend more time fighting it instead of a good extension of yourself. I ended up FaceTiming my mom, who knows a lot about aerodynamic and suspension geometry and stuff like that, and had her watch me do a couple laps, and well, she said this.
I'm thinking it's time to test with a helmet on. It almost looks like it wants to be a drift car and not a track car. It's a very big difference, and it almost looks like it's having an identity crisis.
It feels like
I want to be a drift guy, but I also want to win this race. But I might just roll over and play dead.
It's like Gabey.
It was a lot like Gabey. Let's say for a minute, and the dominant side of the brain said, let's drift today. I think you would get the results that you were looking for a drift car.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to make a track car out of it, say, no, we'll drift later, I promise. But the car is saying, no, man, I just want to drift around and do drift car stuff. Now, here's the problem. Are you happier when it's being drifted? Because the car is an extension of the driver. A real car, real race, a real person that knows his cars. Knows the car, is one with the car. Are you happier when it's pretending to be a drift car? And you say, yeah, you know what, I'd really, subconsciously, I'd rather be drifting this thing and not obeying the rules for a racetrack.
I mean, that's just me in general.
And she's completely right. The car wants to be driven like a drift car. If you drive it like a drift car without the intention of sliding every corner, if that makes sense, it really likes being driven that way. So what I did was I kept the top like hood part of the front wing and then bent it down and then attached it similarly to how the original hood was. And I think this gives a really sleek design. One issue with doing this hood though is now I have no headlights or turn signals or anything. I picked up some really cool flush mount headlights. Well, these are technically like off-road trail lights, but I'm going to use them as headlights, and I'm gonna mount them diagonally so they look like angry eyes, which is gonna be really cool. I also have a piece of metal grating right here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put in a grill. It's not like I have anything to cool up the front, but aesthetically it might look kind of cool. Right now I just have the bottom section open with all the roll cage tubes, which I think looks really cool as well. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put the headlights in and we'll see how that looks from there. I ended up making a ton of really subtle changes to the car. I bumped up my tire pressure quite a bit to help me slide around the corners better and not load up so much. So far, it's been pretty good. So at the time of recording this right now, I have a race coming up in 2 weeks. I'm going to be racing round 1 at Las Vegas's SCCA Autocross. Very excited about that. We're going to be banging out everything we need to bang out in the next video. Sorry, this video you're watching right here is a little bit less structured than how my videos normally are, but hopefully you enjoyed the driving footage. There's lots more of that to come. We have a lot of practicing to do, we have a lot of racing to do, and constant changes to make the car better.
Is it my time?
No, I like this cat too much.
I didn't know if it was my time and I need to brace myself, call my mom, my girlfriend real quick. First holy shit.
It shoots flames.
It's a little nerve-wracking. fast. It's powerful. It's, I don't know.
It's a whole.
It makes my hair stand.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's not something I'm used to. I'm not in this realm of life, the car thing. So it's like, it's exhilarating, but it's almost a little scary.
It's a little scary.
It is a little scary.
A little bit of a straight over here. I'll just open it up a tiny bit for you. Nothing that you would die from.
I don't think I'm gonna die. I just am like,
Well, I mean, the roof is glass, so you're not gonna survive anyways. All right.
the roof is glass.
Yeah. Ready?
I guess I wouldn't know. At that speed, I would not be aware. Woo! Wow, thank God no one was coming.
I'm just gonna turn around because we're gonna drive like normal people now.
Holy shit. Woo!
That was like, for the record, that was like 30% of the throttle. I was barely touching the gas for that. I've never floored it in here.
You're like doing that with it? Yeah.